This episode of the Henderson Football Show is brought to you by Raw and Jim of Henderson. In fact, every episode of the Henderson Football Show in 2023 is brought to you by Raw and Jim of Henderson. And Logan has been sponsoring now for the third year. This will be the fourth year of Henderson football, all because of Raw and Jim of Henderson and Logan Edmondson. And we do appreciate that. They're located at 2101 Highway 64 in Henderson. You can give them a call, 903-987-5858. You can find them online at rawandjimhenderson.com. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in Raw and Jim of Henderson. And we've talked before about how at Raw and Jim of Henderson, it's not just about working out. It's a family atmosphere that they want to know your goals, and then they're going to help you try to get to those goals and strive for them. And when you achieve them, they're going to celebrate with you. Also, Logan knows it's not just about working out. As he says, nutrition is just as important as exercise when it comes to achieving your fitness goals. Proper nutrition is essential for achieving strength and muscle gains, and he backs that up because now at the gym, you can buy prepackaged meals. They're healthy, they're easy, and also it's really easy to pay. You don't have to have cash. You walk in, you get the meal you want, and you cash app for it. So check out Raw and Jim of Henderson, again, located at 2101 Highway 64 in Henderson. Here at L4 Media, we talk high school football, 4A, 3A, and 2A in Texas. We talk East Texas sports. We talk NFL, guy talk, movie, and booze. We also talk wrestling and so much more. And you can see it all on our YouTube channel at L4 Media Company. Like and subscribe. The Lions' comeback falls just short. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett here on the Raw and Jim of Henderson Football Show. Right here on S2S Sports Network, part of L4 Media. As Henderson takes White House to the mat, but loses 52-49. So impressed, though, with this team. Team down, they were down 14 at halftime. Then they were down 21 in the third quarter. And they come back and they keep fighting. And it's so odd because Coach and I were talking off the air last week before we started recording. And he was just saying, hey, we got to find some explosive plays on offense. We got to stop turning the ball over, find some explosive plays on offense, and see how these guys respond when they get down. And all of that happened in one game. No turnovers, and look what the offense can do. They get up 590 total yards. You saw big plays from the players. Jordan Smiley finished with 180 yards rushing. He also threw for 213 yards. He had 393 yards of total offense alone. He ran for 2 scores, threw for a score. Sophomore Justin Meaty Starling, one of the great names in Texas high school football now, ran for 192 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had 4 catches for 69 yards. Deshaun Jackson, 6 catches, 99 yards. I mean, it's literally the stuff that me and him were talking off the air. Like, man, if we can find some big plays, he felt that they could compete in this game, and they did. And let's be honest, they've competed against 3 5A teams. And now we see what happens with District. And District's going to be fun. And they start off with a tough one as you're going to get Lindale, a team that's also 1-3. I don't think they thought they would be 1-3, though. Now, I'm saying that they've played, they play a tough schedule, but, they've played a couple teams that I thought that they would beat, especially Van and even Pine Tree. Now, in saying all that, last week they take Gilmer to the mat, lose 59-56. It's crazy to think that this game, and I think it legitimately could be this way, this could be a very high-scoring game. It's going to be fun. And for Henderson, it's a chance to see where they measure up in district. But in saying that, as we've talked about before, you win the Lindale game, that's gravy. What you need to do is make sure you beat everybody that's at your level and below. That'll get you into the playoffs. And you'll find out you might be at Lindale's level. I don't really know yet. We'll find out this week. And as always, we're going to be talking to Coach Clay Baker. In fact, we'll do that when we come back right here on the Raw and Jim of Henderson Football Show on S2S Sports. This episode of the Henderson Football Show is brought to you by Raw and Jim of Henderson. In fact, every episode of the Henderson Football Show in 2023 is brought to you by Raw and Jim of Henderson. And Logan has been sponsoring now for the third year. This will be the third year, or excuse me, the fourth year of Henderson football, all because of Raw and Jim of Henderson and Logan Edmondson. And we do appreciate that. They're located at 2101 Highway 64 in Henderson. You can give them a call, 903-987-5858. You can find them online at rawandjimhenderson.com. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in Raw and Jim of Henderson. And we've talked before about how at Raw and Jim of Henderson, it's not just about working out. It's a family atmosphere that they want to know your goals, and then they're going to help you try to get to those goals and strive for them. And when you achieve them, they're going to celebrate with you. Also, Logan knows it's not just about working out. As he says, nutrition is just as important as exercise when it comes to achieving your fitness goals. Proper nutrition is essential for achieving strength and muscle gains, and he backs that up because now at the gym, you can buy prepackaged meals. They're healthy, they're easy, and also it's really easy to pay. You don't have to have cash. You walk in, you get the meal you want, and you cash app for it. So check out Raw and Jim of Henderson, again, located at 2101 Highway 64 in Henderson. Terry Bennett back here on the Henderson Football Show. Now joined by the head coach of the Lions, Coach Clay Baker. And, Coach, it was an exciting game. It was a shootout. You fall short, but you have to feel good after that White House game.
Yeah, it was. You know, we were proud of the kids. We were proud of the way they competed. We were down at one point in the second half by 21. Found a way to work ourselves back into it. You know, we never like to leave with a loss. You know, you always want to try to find a way to come out with a win, but we did find a lot of positives out of it, and we seen that the kids will continue to compete, and we feel like we took another step forward in the right direction going into district.
You know, it's funny. You've talked about it on the air, but last week when we were talking off the air, you just kind of said, you know, I'm curious to see how these guys are going to react, and can they find that fight when things are down? Can we find some explosive plays on offense? And all that happened in that one game.
Yes, it did. Yep. You know, that was a positive for us. We talked about a couple of things we talked about offensively through the week was, you know, we talked about we got to find a way to not turn the football over. We've struggled with that all year, and we had 0 turnovers. So I think that was a big plus for us and something that really helped us be able to put up a lot of points, you know. So hopefully it kind of shows to the kids what we've been preaching to them, that if we'll take care of the football, we're capable of putting up big points, you know. And then, you know, we had with Jordan Smiley and then Meaty Starlin, our running back, both of the quarterback, running back, both of those guys made a lot of big plays and had a lot of yards after contact and made some special plays for us.
Coming into district, of course, you've got Lindell. How's practice been this week before we talk about the Eagles?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, the energy has been good, and it's been that way all year long. You know, but the kids, I mean, regardless of the record being 1-3, the kids understand what the ultimate goal is. They understand it's a process, that things don't happen overnight, that we're taking steps in the right direction. So it's been positive, and we've had a lot of energy, and then the guys understand what's at stake here Friday.
Yeah, y'all basically went toe-to-toe with 3 straight 5A teams that made the playoffs last year.
Yep, absolutely. You know, we've told them that. You know, that's 3 5A playoff football teams, as you just mentioned. You know, we've shown we can compete with all 3 of them, and we can play with guys like that. So, you know, we feel like we're taking steps in the right direction, and the kids, they see that. They're being mature about it, and the staff's doing a good job of helping them understand that.
All right, well, let's talk Lindell. The Eagles, they come into the game 1-3, but much like y'all, they've played a really tough schedule. Had a great game last week against Gilmer. When you watch the film, what stands out with the Lindell team?
Yeah, Coach Cochran does a really, really good job there. I mean, you can tell that they've got a really good staff in place. They've got some good stability, and their kids, they expect to win. You know, I think that's a big thing when you have a program with that much stability right now, and with a staff like that, is their kids expect to win every Friday night, and they're confident. And, you know, they do a really good job up front on both sides of the ball. They've got a really good offensive line, really good defensive line. You know, I mean, the Poe kid, the Alabama committee, gets a lot of recognition, but he's not the only one. Now, he's a great player, don't get me wrong, but they've got a lot of good players up front. You know, I think that's going to be a big test is the battle in the trenches on both sides of the ball for us.
And I know going into the game, you're saying the things that probably every coach across the state's saying. It's a new season starting this week.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about it all week and the previous week, that regardless of if we went 4-0 or 0-4 in district. We're all starting, everybody in the district starting 0-0 Friday night. You know, and when we walk off the field Friday, you're either going to be tied for first or you're going to be tied for last in district. There's nothing in between, you know, so we get to kind of ride our own ship and determine where we sit in the district after Friday night.
Are you an athletic director or coach looking to make your locker room pop, looking to refresh your look, looking to redo your brand? Well, check out SI Design and Printing. They're going to transform your sports organization, athletic facilities into what you're looking for by enhancing the student-athlete experience, boasting the brand, and honoring your past. They do that with banners, backlit signage, locker graphics, window graphics, fence mesh graphic designs, and so much more. If you need a refresh, SI Design is going to help you do that. Check them out online, sidesign.net. And hey, if you're a parent or a grandparent, they've got something for you as well, as SI Design is the leading provider of custom sports prints. They offer a variety of products, including posters, banners, canvases, and more. All you have to do is upload your high-quality studio or action shot, and SI Design will create the memory for you. For more information, all you have to do is go to their website, sidesign.net/sports prints, and you'll get all the information that you need. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in SI Design and Printing. Give them a call, 254-405-9492, or you can email them, info@sidesign.net, and tell Kyle that Sideline to Sideline sent you. All right, cliche. Season starts over this week. District play, everybody's 0-0. I love it. I am so ready for district play across the state. Grant and I were talking about that this week on Sideline to Sideline. That's a show you can listen to, by the way, or watch. You can actually watch it now on YouTube at L4 Media Company. We do 4A, 3A, and 2A state shows, award-winning state shows, I might add. I always like to throw that in. And it's real, too. We actually won awards, named Top 50 Podcast of America twice. But, yeah, I love all football, and I love all the high school football, and I love some of the non-district matchups and stuff, like Russ going out to Alvarado, Brock and Gunner. I love them all, but, man, I'm ready for it to count. I'm just ready for every game to mean something, and you're literally in some of these districts and some of these matchups, you have elimination games in week 1. And I just think that's so fun, and that's so intense, and it's going to be fun, and I think it's going to be fun for Henderson. I think, I'm not saying Henderson's back to, 2010 level, 2011, 2012, even 2018, but I think Henderson can be back to the 2019 level. I think there's a playoff team in this squad. It's just going to be a tough district to go in, but you know that. That's why it was called the District of Doom. And we're here for the ride. And we'll talk about the first district game, how it ends up next week, right here on the Henderson Football Show, brought to you by Raw Iron Gym of Henderson on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media.